average person makes 35,000 decisions a day. That's 2,000 decisions an hour. That's a decision every other second of our lives. 35,000 decisions a day. And most of them are really small. It's whether or not to hit the snooze button one more time. It's should I get French fries or a fruit cup for lunch? It's whether or not we ride home in silence or listen to talk radio and the news and get stressed out. But then some of them are a little bit bigger. Some of them make more of a difference. It's whether or not we check email or go on a walk with our spouse. It's how are we going to prepare for our kids' college. It's should I work or should I work out? These are decisions that matter and have an effect down the line. You see, we make countless choices day after day after day, and those choices have consequences that echo through our lives. We make decisions, and those decisions, they make us. Proverbs 14:12 says, "There is a way that seems right, but in the end it leads to death." The entire book of Proverbs is this pull and push, this tension between opposite things, between good and evil, between joy and sadness, between life and death. It's a book about how to live in the world. It's this downloading of wisdom for those of us just trying to exist. What decisions are you making right now? And how do you do it? Do you make a pro and con list or talk to a friend and a counselor, or maybe you just flip a coin? Making decisions are hard. Or maybe you're like most of us, where you find yourself not really thinking about it at all. You just kind of do what comes natural. You just do what seems right. Have you ever been driving down the road and just snapped out of it? You're in your lane. It's not like you hit anything. You didn't get lost. You just were out of it for a minute. You checked out. And then you check back in and you think to yourself, how did I get here? You turned on autopilot and had just been driving for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then you open your eyes and you think, oh no, that was really dangerous. And it is. It's dangerous behind the wheel of a car, sure. But it's even more dangerous in life because there's a way that seems right, but in the end it might lead to death. 35,000 decisions a day. And what we do is we turn on autopilot. We check out. We just kind of settle in and let those decisions come and go and just do what seems right. And then days go by and weeks go by and even years go by. And then one day we open our eyes and we look and we realize we've made all of these decisions. And then we turn around and we see that those decisions have then made us. The entire design of creation is our relationship with both Jesus and the world around us. But autopilot is a terrible reflection of a dynamic relationship with a living God. It's a routine. Worse, it's a rut. It's checking out from the divine purpose and calling of God in our lives. It's this defense mechanism that we've created to avoid the uncomfortable reality of what it means to follow Jesus, because it is uncomfortable. 35,000 decisions a day, and the most uncomfortable one we have is whether or not we are going to wake up and follow Jesus today. Because following Jesus costs us something. It has consequences. It has consequences to our wants and our desires. It has consequences to our pro and con list and how we make decisions. It has consequences to whether or not we will do what seems right to us. And this is so hard. And so the question becomes, how? So the book of Psalms in the Bible, it is this collection of songs to be sung to the Lord. And it's so fascinating because some of them are songs of praise, but others are songs of pain. Some are shouted in confidence, while others come from a place of despair and doubt where they're barely spoken or whispered as prayers to God. And yet there's a common theme throughout all of them, and that is following God. And sure, in moments of celebration and praise, that might come more easy, but what about the other moments? And I guess I'm speaking to you. If you're in a time where you're struggling, or in pain, or you don't know what comes next, when you're sitting there thinking, I'm struggling to even see Jesus in my life right now, and I don't know what my next step would be, I hear you. And I feel that too. There are times when there are moments of such deep struggle that taking that next step is really, really uncomfortable. But the Psalms gives us some direction. So I wake up in the middle of the night and I need to go get a glass of water or go to the restroom. I don't jump out of bed and just run across the dark room. I slowly stand up and I feel my way through the dark to be sure that I don't kick something or step on something on the ground. I know that the slightest misstep could cause me a tremendous amount of pain. A few weeks ago, I got this cool toy, an Apple Watch, and one of my favorite features is this flashlight that it has on it. And it's not really a very bright flashlight. It's actually pretty dim. I can't see across the room, much less to my restroom. But what I can see is I can see the floor. I can see my next step. I know that there's nothing directly in front of me, and I can step with confidence, step after step after step, until I get to my destination. Psalm 119, 105 says, "Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." And the thing about a lamp is it really doesn't give you all that much light. It doesn't brighten up all the dark, but what it will do is it gives you enough to have confidence in your next step. You see, sometimes we can't see our destination. God doesn't always give us a clear picture of our destination, but what he will always do is give us direction. And in those moments, we see his word is a lamp unto our feet. 35,000 decisions a day, 35,000 next steps to take, and we have a choice. Make that decision in the light or in the dark. $35,000 decisions that you have to make today. Take hold of the lamp as you make those decisions. The Bible speaks about Jesus as being both the light and being the Word. The reality is that he is both our destination and he is our direction. And so when you struggle to see Jesus, when you struggle to see him as our destination, when he feels far off from you, the wonderful thing is that he is still your direction. He is still the one that says, follow me to a closer relationship with me. 35,000 decisions that we have to make today. And the most important one for us, will you follow him today?